Hello everybody and welcome back to Timberborn, episode 12. I can't believe we've got this far, and as promised this is going to be the start of the long video, and we're going to do this a lot from now on. I'm just running out the days until a drought happens. That's because Limbo, not much is going on. We're trying to speed through this. And as you can see on this right now, there is a lot to build. This is a permadeath series for anyone who doesn't know. And if you don't know the rules, please check out the description. Top line is, we can't let the beavers die and we can't sacrifice them, and there is only one source of water, and that's from the crater in the middle. What you're watching right now is a very, very high speed version of counting out the days until that drought happened. Now, I promised I wouldn't do anything to change what was going on, and I didn't build anything, but there were things that I had to do. I had to manage a bit of a district change. I had to turn on and off birthing pods. I had to basically move the resources around. The plan was on this episode was to build that water pumping station before the next drought hit, because I was terrified that we're going to get hit by a big drought. More of that to come later. If you skip ahead 2 minutes, you get to the start of the next episode where we're going to be looking at water from day one. Again, the episode's a little bit of limbo. We need a lot of resources. We need a lot of beavers, and we are working to it. We are going to focus on getting this colony to a level where I do not need to turn off the birthing pods, and I'm kind of hoping that's coming in episode 13. Let's dive in. Let's see what happens. The drought is approaching. We probably aren't in a great spot. I don't know. After you've just seen the speed up video from before, we have no water storage that came in from before. We've only got 3,000 stored. Yes, reservoir 1 and 2 are filled, but we know that only lasts for a couple of days. So we're going to go straight into survival mode, and that means turning off all of the birthing pods. Let's jump in, then we'll probably come back and do a little bit of an introduction. But first of all, let's get the boring stuff out of the way. Let's make sure we can try and live through this, because I'm getting really worried that I've just been lucky. I think I've been very, very lucky up to now with how long these droughts have been, and the game is going to get us when we're quite deep into the game, and that's got to stop. Yes, the beavers are focusing on the water areas, which is great, but it might be a little bit too late. But starting this video, drought's about to hit. We don't know how many days yet. Metal is in development still, not producing anything of any use. Farming area, the food district, only got built a couple of episodes ago. Again, no materials because the drought keeps killing out all of the beavers, and the water storage on top has only just started to be built, so there's been no time to store any water for a long drought. We've got 1.3 days. Let's get there. Let's see what our fate holds. And I hate seeing all of this wasted water. It's just pouring out of our reservoir left and right here. There's nowhere for it to go, so it just drains out. Although I do love the design that we came up for with this flood system. It hurts me to see all that water wasted when it could be going into reservoir 3. Depending on how long this is, we spoke about on the last episode of doing something I've never tried before, and that's creating a ground zero water tunnel that goes into reservoir 2 and will go into reservoir 3. And anywhere where we need water on day 1, we'll go into. And in my mind, I'm trying to think of a way that we could make that useful. I do have a thought about creating a pumping system inside a reservoir that maybe when it floods it stops working when the reservoir fills, but then when the reservoirs are low level it starts to work, just so we can start getting water into that reservoir early. The way that the creators have made this game is the central crater only produces water up to level 1, but it's an infinite amount of water up to that level 1, so it doesn't matter how much water we pump out of it into reservoirs, it's always going to maintain that level. So maybe there's a workaround by creating this underground water system on level 1, which extends the size of that crater underground. I don't know if I explained that very well, but the idea came to me when we designed the underground path here. So this irrigation system that actually works in the crater to keep crops watered, even if that center part goes. What happens if I extended this line out to the reservoirs and started pumping water out of it from that water source? It will work the same way as our current water system is working here. It should work in theory. We should try it out if... Oh dear. That is the longest drought we have ever had. This might be a beaver killer. This might be a beaver killer. The reasons it might not be a beaver killer is I don't think we've ever had Reservoir 2 filled fully with water. I think it's always been half drained because of my stupidity. We're not going to spend the whole episode fretting on this, but it is something we need to monitor, certainly when there's not many berries as well. Okay, we're going to ignore it. We are going to ignore it for now because we have to. It is 70 days. I've stopped the birthing pods. The beavers will start dying of old age. And we're going to see what happens. The annoying thing is we do not have... I know I can store up to 7,000 litres of water, whatever it is in water, and I've only got half of that, which is annoying. We're going to spend this episode focusing on building these water butts, because it's not impossible. We do know that the last drought, I think, was like 55 days, and the water had only just run out in the reservoir. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to make them work 24 hours. We're going to get that water pumped out of the reservoir and into storage as best as we possibly can. And we are going to... I bet you they're focusing on these. I'm going to make these the priority of these water containers. One down. And this one down. I'm going to get them to focus on these water pumps. We're going to get these water pumps going so we can store water. Then we will focus on building each water thing individually, mainly because of how much metal they use. They take up a lot of metal, so we'll focus on that. Is there anything I can do over here that would... No, this is so far off doing anything. Okay. What needs to happen? They need a lot of metal blocks to get that to work. Let's go and see if there's anything else that's really important. Well, these here look like they're really important as well, so we're going to reduce the importance of these. Oh, hold on. I've got to turn my fan on, otherwise my laptop's going to go. It's not happy. You might hear a hum for a little bit because I need to get my laptop cold. I've just realised that the heating pad's not on. So apologies if you hear a bit of a fan hum. It won't be for long until I just get it to a decent level, otherwise it will crash. I just realised it was stuttering, and it's normally a sign that it's overheating. Okay, what else have we got going on here? That's all fine. That's all fine. Let's go over here. That's paused. Okay. Oh, actually, we do have birthing pods over here as well. Yeah, these need to be stopped. They need to be stopped as well. Okay. Now, we spoke about on the end of the last video about how we're going to do these episodes in the future. The game is teaching me a lot of actually how to create this content. The last episode was, well, nothing really happened except for me making those water pumps at the top, and that's because the game's kind of hit a bit of a limbo state. What I'm going to start doing is try to find a point of these playthrough moments of where we're building something big and something impressive. And that's why we did the fast forward at the beginning of this video, and it'd be interesting to see what you guys think about that. Was that a good thing that I just let them build and we could watch them build and do things and get to a point of the drought where it gets a little bit more interesting? Like, will we survive the time? But still, I need to make sure that we're doing something in these videos, or you're just watching me scroll around and worry about if they're going to survive or not, and if we have or don't have enough wood. So we've kind of, the game's stagnated a little bit, and that's because I just don't have enough resources. I don't have enough food, and I certainly don't have enough water stored, which this actually could be the final episode of this series. Let's move forward. Right, they have, let's go to food. We're going to go to the food district, and we're going to focus over here for a little bit because they've done a lot of dynamite laying. And we're going to look at the farmland. We don't need this. We don't need this. What we do need to do is put the dynamite here. We're going to blow this out. Remember, a permadeath situation is if I kill a beaver with dynamite. And I can see a few running around here. So I've got to be a little bit careful. It's set to... the day is set to 24 hours, which means I could have beavers running through here at any time. Be wary of that. We're going to extend this out with 2 dynamites, and I'm going to blow this up first. Instead of them making them run a marathon, let's just put that path in there. Oh, they're all going to start... oh, they're going to... This is the problem. We've got no resources, so every single time I lay dynamite, they all come to... hey, look, they're actually getting there up there too. Okay, that works for me. They're all going to come to this area and lay dynamite, which I think's great, but if I'm about to blow this, I've got 2 entrance paths, so if I blow this one thinking, oh, that's great, they'll all run up here and they'll be in the dynamite field, permadeath, which is not what we want. So the way you do it is blow that one and then blow that one immediately after, which we're going to do now. Boy, that was scary. Success. No one died. Right. Okay, this is great. This is great. So now we can look at the irrigation. I can't remember how many squares it was, and I actually don't think I don't think I've done it on this map, have I? I haven't worked it out. Okay. This is where I need to use brain. I want to say it's 8. I want to say it's 8 squares before it needs another irrigation ditch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's because there's a huge reservoir there. It's not a good indication of how it actually works. Again, not a good... I don't want to get it wrong, because if I get it wrong, it will annoy me for a very long time. I want to say it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We also need to go up that way. Do we need to go up that way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it 6? There's no way for me to test it either. The only way I can test it is to let the water out, and that would be really dumb. Oh, hold on. This might be a good indication here. It's the water's quite low. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you're confused at what I'm trying to work out, is you can see the water makes the land plantable to a certain point before it starts to dry out. So the trick when you do irrigation is to work out how many spaces you need before it does that to get the best use of land. And because this is one level, it's not a great identifier because it goes up 1, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the path. It goes up a level, 6, 7. Problem at 8, so the irrigation ditch would be on 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to do 8 to be safe. We're going to do 8 to be safe on this. Okay. So. 1. I've forgotten. Oh my god. I've forgotten already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then the path is going to run across here. Like this. Get rid of that. And then we need to destroy. Is this? No, it's not. We're going to make this important. Let's do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll run it to the edge. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's on the edge. That's going to be a little bit messy on that return. So we're going to need to dynamite that out. And that will take it to there. That's all going to get blown up, which is fine. And then we need to make dynamite tunnels along the irrigation path. Best use of space. Use the pathways. Use the irrigation ditches. You've got to get pathways to use the farms, so you may as well not create ditches and pathways separately. Just use them together. It looks... What's going on here? Just go down a few levels. Okay, it looks like we're going to get water coming through here as well, which is fine. Which means I don't need to do this one, and I don't need to do that one. What you don't want to do with this is have a dead end. You saw what happened on a previous video when the crater dead ended around here. It will flood. The water will come down to the bottom, stop, bounce back, flood here, come back, flood here, and it'll go backwards and forwards for a good 20 minutes. So you always want to create a drainage point or exit point. The way I do that is I create these loops, so the water will come into here, but ultimately it will hit this dead end, and if it floods, it will go out of this floodgate and drain off down here, and the water levels itself out eventually, but you don't want it to flood your land. Okay. I'm going to go 2 down. Oops. That new thing they've done, I might actually turn it off. They've added this mouse control where you can... The way I go through levels is I hold down Alt and I use the roller scroll on my mouse to go up and down the levels, but they've added if you move the mouse up and down, it also does it. It does it much quicker like this. But the way I play, it's going to make you guys feel sick if I carry on doing it like that. While I am blowing out this area, we can still plan our irrigation ditch, but it is... Oh, we are going to have a problem there. I'm going to keep it straight, but we're going to put some levees in just to keep that water inside. And that should do it. Okay. What are you meant to be? Oh, okay. What are you meant to be? It's obviously a farm. I forgot where I was for a second. Okay, so let's have a look at what we were doing here. We were starting to plant fields, but I can't remember what the plants were. Are you that? Oh, you are definitely not that. What are you? You're not that. You're not that. You're not those. Soybeans. Okay. Got quite a lot of these. I probably only want them to go up to there. And then you are... Yeah, aubergines. And then it looks like I've got... corn? This is... Yeah, this is... So this bit here is corn. And then we've got the oil. This looks like... Oh, that's not... What? Do I have any oil? That's all corn as well. Corn. Okay, this needs to all change to... That's going to be oil. And that should be all the plants. That should be all the plants I need for now. Now, we need more farms because this faction of beavers are not good farmers. It takes them a long time. So we get some more farmhouses in there. Okay, and I want to do this land up here as well. And it looks like I've The reason I got a bit frustrated with this bit up here, and I kind of gave up on using dynamite, and it's because honestly, I just didn't want to build a really awkward path up to the top of it. But now I've just seen that they're coming in through here. We can set this up as part of the farm as well. And to do that, we're going to follow this line here. I think they're all going to be 3 for quite a while. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Well, that's definitely a 3. That's definitely a 3. This is definitely a 3. Let's make a path down to this. Okay, down we go. This path here, we might have to move the irrigation ditch. We'll see. We'll see what we do with that. But I'm pretty happy with that setup right now. That's fine. We'll let them focus on that for a little bit longer. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can do. Oh, okay, it is going to annoy me. I didn't think it was going to, but it's going to. I don't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 11. It's going to annoy me. Oops. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was one off. That's how my eyesight saw that. That is how my brain is trained. That was 1 square off, and because it wasn't perfect, it annoyed me. Crazy brain. There we go. Cool. Okay. Wow, we've got 1,400 logs. If I've got that many logs, why aren't they... Oh, they can't get... Okay. I was thinking, why aren't they... If I've got that many logs, why aren't they building this? And it's because they can't get there. They can't get to it to build it. We can fix that though. Or we should, because they're not doing anything better right now for themselves. There we go. Let's make this a priority. Okay. Right. What's happening? Reservoir 2 is feeding 1, and that's why we're getting this weird wave happening, and it's already down 2 blocks. And we've got 58 days left. 3,600 water stored, and not a lot of progress on here. Planks seem to be a problem. But they're working. Okay, well... Okay, again, there's not really much I can do. They're dying of old age. To bring the number of beavers down that need food and water. The berries are looking better. Oh, look, all of this is done. Yes, this is great. Let's get someone harvesting this. So on the last episode, if this is your first episode, then I would recommend you read the rules in the description, and then you can understand why I'm doing this ridiculous playthrough as I am. This is a hard mode that we're trying to create on here. And in the last episode, it was very difficult to build a colony because I had no berries, and they need berries to birth beavers with this faction. And I sacrificed a load of farmland for this. Oh, look, there's some here. That's weird. For berries. And they've all grown, but no one is working on the post, so they're not taking advantage of that. Fix that now. Let's turn our attention to... No, I am not going to blow up any reservoir right now, because the last time I did it, I kept leaving holes and I lost all the water. I am not playing... That feels like a very dangerous game to play with this many days left on the clock. And I'm so tempted to just turn the birthing pods off and ignore it and see if they live. And take a risk. Because I don't really want to spend the next episode building up a colony of beavers to get them to an amount of beavers which I need where they're building. That's what's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to have to make a decision on what I do with this. There's 73 jobs. God, this is hard because I don't want to kill myself because we've come so far. But if I don't take risks, this is going to go on for years. And I mean real-time years. We're already into February now. And I have other plans for the channel and other plans for this game based on what I've learned on this one. So would dying now be a major problem? I think for any of you that have kept up with this season or have started watching this season, have got into this colony and have fallen in love with it, I think I'd be letting you down if I just gave up because I want to start again. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. If I die, it's going to be because I didn't mean to. Not because I wanted to. We could start developing inside of here with more water. Think. What can we do to improve our situation? Getting water out of the reservoir and into storage will guarantee their survival. So focusing on this is the right thing to do. But what are they actually doing? There's no planks. There are a load of... Has this got power to it? They do. So I can open up these, make them really important to work on to create more planks. Making sure, like, there's no beavers working on the district anymore. How many beavers are here? There are 7. So let's move over enough beavers so they're working on this. Oops, no, don't do that. Oh, no. I've just sent the whole population of the district to the wrong one. Okay, so there's 2 working on that. There we have 4 new plank places. Network supply 12, demand 5. Why? Oh, of course. We don't have, the power station isn't working anymore, so the planks are taking longer to build. Okay. We don't need extract. So let's stop the extract factories. We need dynamite. We need metal. We don't need gears. They can stop. The only power being created for our colony right now is coming from the geothermal vents. There are 3 that I've currently got use of. There's this one, and there's the new one in metal. And that's why the demand is 5,000 and the supply is only 1,200. So I need to turn off factories that I don't need. We'll have 2 dynamite factories running. I want to run all of the planks because that's what we need. The metal one is working. Dynamite is going. These have been dealt with so they don't work straight away because I made them less of a priority. So that's fine. The haulers are pretty important right now. I've noticed there are babies still being born to the colony. I sent them over. I think they're still breeding over here. Oh, I know where they're breeding. They're breeding in the food district, aren't they? Yeah, there they are. We've got breeding pods in the food district. So that mistake is going to cost us. So we're now using all of those logs to make planks, which we need a lot of, so that's good. I don't think I have any more plank places. I've got the 4 down here and I've got the 4 in there, so we've got 8 running. Can't really do much more than that because of the power problem. How much dynamite do we have? We don't have any, so I don't really want to stop that. Just for my peace of mind, I'm going to stop these. It hasn't changed the power. What else is using power? These pumps are using power, which we don't need any of these turned on. They can all be turned off. There we go. So demand 1,200, supply 1,200. We have equaled, which means these factories can now work at 100%. That's perfect. So we've balanced out our power. All the factories that are running at 100%. We can't build planks any quicker unless I build more planks. Same with the metal and same with the dynamite. So that's a good... That should be at 100. It is. That's great. So we're going to see that plank go up a lot. And we should be... we're exporting planks as well because we have beavers on the district path. So these will be exporting scrap metal and they will be exporting planks. And the scrap metal goes back to Pineappleton to be made into blocks. So the resource chain has been fixed there to allow them to focus on building this. And when it gets finished, I want them to be priority. We'll get that water out of that. And the reason why these reservoirs are so kind of inefficient is these will supply water, but they will also evaporate. You lose water as well as taking the water out, but you don't lose water from stored tanks. The more water you can store in a storage tank, the better. Okay, good. The supply chain's been fixed. That's wonderful. The berries are all being harvested, which is great. We've got 402. And what's our water situation? We've got 50 days left. And when that hits 100, we're going to turn the birthing pods back on. I can't have another video spent getting beavers back to the population. I should build more of these adult ones, so when they don't go through the baby stage, they are just adults immediately. But I have a problem with that with the bad water and creating extract. I've had to turn the extract off now, for instance, because we can't run the factory at the same time. Right, what we're going to do now, instead of dwelling on stuff that we have no control over, we are going to start planning out that underwater engine that I spoke about. Can we create a underground water system tunnel at level 0 that on day 1 of the water coming back can be pumped out into the districts immediately? And when I say that, if you don't play this game, there is no water up here. This district is reliant on water being transported from here to here to be stored here to keep these beavers alive. If there's been a drought and there's no water here, they will drink it themselves first and they will all die up here. So we're going to create an underground water network that takes the water from day 1 here, up here, and across here and into this area. Probably make it pop out here, or at least into the dam. So what we need to do is work out where to start that from. Where to start that from. This is interesting because I can hopefully see the edge of this reservoir here. I can take it from this path here because this is always open. This is set to 80, so this is always supplying water from this reservoir, and this reservoir gets the water immediately. I could connect it to the actual crater and have a sluice that allows water to pass one way. Or I could do that, but it means I would then have to lose, unless I could take a line directly from that path and bring it across here or there. Okay, that could work. If I took a underground, let's start here. We're going to create an underground water course that goes through there, That's going to bring water directly to here, which will then filter into here. And from this point here, we're going to go this way. We're going to go this way all the way to... Oh, I think I've already hit reservoir 2. I definitely have hit reservoir 2 already. I've got to be careful here because I'm going to end up doing what I did last time. Where does reservoir 2 start? Reservoir 2 is there. Why is that? Okay, reservoir 2 is here. Down, down, down. Come on. Down, that went down 2. Just gotta check, otherwise if I get this wrong, this is bad. It's... My mouse wheel will not click. Come on. Down 1. Down 1. Down 1. Oh, this is annoying. That's the line of reservoir 2. So that will bring water into reservoir 2. And then from this point here, doesn't really matter, but we need to find the edge of it so we can follow. This one's quite easy because it's there. You can see where it is because the dynamite is showing an imprint. Down, 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 there. And this can go all the way over. I think I'm messing myself up here because I do want to... I want to create a pump as well. Okay, that's the edge, that's the edge. That's the edge. That's the edge. Edge. There. Okay, so that goes all the way to... That goes all the way to the edge of that reservoir. So now that will bring water from the crater straight to each reservoir. What we can do is find the edge of this reservoir here and then bring... Is that going to help this colony? I don't think it would. It would help the colony if it came out here. But I don't know how close this is to the ground. It's probably not going to help it. That's something to think about later. The first thing is to get this to work. Now the problem is for me to get this to work, I'm putting holes in the side of the reservoirs again, and we've seen what happened when I do that last time. Oh wow, reservoir. Okay, that's gone down a lot. That's gone down a lot, but we have started to pump water out of it. And it's now starting to be stored. Okay. Oh, we've got 99 beavers. 45 days. Oh, I can't risk it. That reservoir's gone down way more than when we saw it last time. It was like there. I can't risk that. I can't risk that right now. Okay, well, let's carry on working out what we were doing. So in order for this idea to work, I want to be able to start pumping water in at level it's the ground level. It will come in here, which will be the same level as these. Do we do that internally or do we do it externally? Internally means they will flood and stop working when they've reached a height. Am I bothered about that? I'm bothered about that from... Oh, I didn't turn my fan back down. I'm sorry. There we go. I'm bothered about... I'm bothered about it because it'll look awful. Where it's better to have a pump on the outside that looks like it's pumping in. How important is that to me, or the aesthetics? Aesthetics are always important to me. Okay. I am going to do something annoying, probably to most of you. I know you probably can't understand what I'm trying to accomplish here. I'm trying to get water into my reservoir on day 1, reservoir 2 and reservoir 3 on day 1 of the good water. And I don't want it to look... I want it to look good. I don't want it to be... No one would build this for it to flood in reality. I know it's a game, but I'm holding myself to different standards of gameplay on this, certainly with not doing aquifers and stuff, and because of that, we're going to do this properly. We're going to do this properly. So, if we're going to do it properly, this is the side of my reservoir here, which means I'm going to want to have a pump on the outside, and it's got to be the same height as this, which puts it at that level, and that means I'm going to... That goes down to level 1. This is going to be 1. That's right, isn't it? Water comes up to there. This is 1, this is 1. This is 2. That's 1. Okay, let's get them building that. Do they still get there? Yeah, they do. Then that's 2, which means this bit here is where the pipe's going to go underground, and it needs to be 3. If this is where we are going down, then I need my underground tunnel to give it water. So, come on. Oh, okay. We should be able to see the 3 mark go down. So the 3 mark is here. There. 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 No, not up. See, this is the problem with the scroll thing. Let's try and get above this thing. Okay. Stop it. Ah! Okay, there. 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 Oh, we were 1 off. We were one off. Let's delete that, delete that, delete that. I'm actually okay. I'm actually okay. I'm not okay with that. Let's do it properly. Okay, let's do that to there. We were one off. Remove that. Now, our underground water is going to reach the pump that is going to go here, which will then bring water on day 1 into reservoir 2. That will fill the bottom of reservoir 2 all the way to this back point. There will be another sluice which will take water all the way to reservoir 3, where we're going to build the same device on the other side to go into reservoir 3. This should work. There's no reason why this wouldn't, I can think of. This all seems pretty logical to me. Okay. We've got some stairs all the way down here, which caused me the problem last time, so we can build a path so they can reach this and start to work on that, as long as it's still connected, which it is. So they'll start working on that, which is great, as long as I don't blow a hole into the side of it. Now, this is the problem. The water is all running out in here. We've got 40 days left. We are pumping the water out and storing it, which is what we want to do because it won't evaporate, so that gives us a better chance of winning, even though we're taking all the water out of the reservoirs. Really, that should have been at 7,000 before this drought started, but too many beavers. I couldn't get the water done in time. It's still doing it now. It's going to be going through this entire drought. Anyway, focus. We know where we are. Let's carry on. Let's do that. Okay. Now then. If this goes down 2... Oh, that one goes down 2. That means I need a hole in my reservoir there. And I can do it now where the drought is on because the water line is below. In fact, saying that, that also means the water line is going to be... Yeah, a bit of water will come out. But I can't... That water's wasted, so... Let's unpause those again. And this is going to create another hole in my reservoir. There we go. 2, 2. That's good. We are going to have to get power over here. Oh, power's easy. We'll just bring it along here. Don't have to worry about that. Just going to bring it down here. There? Yeah, there. Power chain. There. And then... Oops. Like that. And then let's make that first. Okay. Then they're going to blow this out here. Which they're about... Oh, they've done that bit already. Well, we missed that. The first bit of water entering our food district. Probably doesn't get very far. Right, it's made it to there. Oh, that's green there. Okay. It's exciting. Right. Now while that's exposed, what we need to do is put the sluice in. And the sluice had better be finished quickly. 80 depth we set it to, automatic. And we'll make it a priority. And that priority won't be done until this... Oh, we'll work that later. So we've done... Oh, what was that? That was 2 explosions then. Why did 2 go off? I don't know why 2 went off then. It might have just been a sound glitch. Right, 1, 2, 3. I do like how the developers put the little... When you do dynamite, it shows the shadow when you go down layers. That's quite useful, but it would be nice for them to make a marker where I'm trying to get down to. So now we've got this level of design. Now the reason we did this is... Oh, hold on. This is great. Let's put the other sluice in here. Oh, we're going to need a drainage ditch as well. We're going to set this to 1 because that's on the other side of here. So when it reaches there, it will close. And when it closes, there is nowhere for the water to go. And I don't want to keep turning the water on and off on this pump. So let me show you what I'm doing. I'm going to put the pump in. So this guy goes in this way. So the water gets pumped up from underground, gets ditched here, goes into our reservoir at a higher level on day 1. Remember when we've been playing this, it takes 24 days before the water in this reservoir gets up to this height before water starts coming into here. Well, now, on day 1, this pump is going to be putting water into reservoir 2 and reservoir 1 to help when this does get enough water. These will kick in, this will overflow, and we're going to create a flood path out and probably into here. And that means we can have water from day 1 going in here. The reason I kind of just stopped as I was thinking then, we do have a problem of our food district. This reservoir needs to fill up to this level here before water comes in here. Now, what I could do is, off this new water dump I'm doing, I could make a path inside the reservoir that takes water into here, which fills this up. So on day 1, this starts getting water as well. Now, how could I do that? And then the overflow can come into here as well, because we're going to get flood water off this, because as I say, I'm not going to be turning this pump on and off. So we need to make it we need to make a flood channel that comes down here. And then that flood channel is going to hit this and come into there. Okay, so the water is going to go into here. When this reaches a certain height, it's going to overflow into here. Then the overflow is going to bring it down here and then into this channel here. But how do we get water coming into here on day 1? And me maximizing the amount of water that I'm getting into here. The only way I can think of doing it is creating a channel inside here. It's individual channel in here which takes water down there. And the way I'm going to do that is we are going to stop the excavation of this and this, and we're going to create a wall. No, don't do that. We're going to create a wall inside here. The water comes into here, and it's going to drop 1 to this level. In fact, we're going to drop it 2. That's going to follow that level, and then that 1 dynamite will make it equal on here. And then it's going to flow in. It's going to flow in here, which means I'm going to put a levee there, and we're going to put a levee here and here, and I'm going to put a sluice gate in here. Most of the water is going to go in, it's not going to go out of there, but if it does, it's just going to flow out of there into the main dam. Okay. That will give water to this immediately, and when it reaches 80, this sluice will stop, that sluice will close, and then it will start filling up the reservoir from inside. Okay, I'm going to tell my thoughts out clearly. I'm going to show you. I'm just working it through in my head. So the way this is going to work is we have an underground water tunnel that feeds water underground and brings it to this pump. This pump is going to bring the water up and fill this hole. It's then going to feed the water through this sluice, drop down into this gully, go round here, then out of this sluice. This sluice will then fill up our food district on day 1 of good water, and it will come up to this point here. When this reaches 80, it will then, this sluice will stop. This sluice here will carry on until this reaches 80, and then this will flood. Once this floods, this sluice will stop here, which will mean this will flood. But then I will have a floodgate on here set to 80, where the flood water will drain out and then into here. And then this will flood over, and this floodgate here will then let the water out there. Hey, this is going to work, guys. This madness is going to work. This is why I love this game. It's working this stuff out. This is so fun for me. So, real brain teaser, and this is how far you can take this game, and I don't think people realize it when you really get into it. Of how insane you can make these builds. So I'm happy with this, and we've got power. The power is going to come down here, and it's going to do that, and that's fine. So power's not a problem, it's dealt with. That's awesome. Okay, water situation is not good. I could take this water. If I blow this up, this water is going to come in here. And I think I should do it. I don't want to do it because it's going to be messy, but I need the water, so let's do it. And that is not going to work. That's not going to work. There's not going to be enough. So at this point, I may as well carry on. Useless. Absolutely useless. Load of wasted water. Nothing I can do about it. I'm not making any more holes. I'm pretty sure I didn't... No. There's no way. There's no sluices at the bottom, which I do need to do. I need to make a sluice at the bottom so it can go backwards and forwards into 1 and 2. Right, so now that's been done, I need to fix this. And again, these wonderful spiral staircases. I'm totally in love with them. They are amazing. I've just got myself into a trouble using them. It's fine. 3, 2, 1, 1. Up we go. There we go. Okay. That's that. Now, we need to do the same exercise that we've just done on the other side. The problem is it's very difficult to work out the levels here. How am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? What I could do is get to this level here. So we build on that level there, and that line there should show me where I should build it. And I think, looking at that, I am one higher. Yeah, I'm one higher that side than I need to be. So if that's by line, then to get it the same level to build my pump, I need to use dynamite. Now, where is this line? Where does this line come through? It's this one here. Puts me there. Okay, I do have it. I spotted it. I'm there. Up. There. Right. 1, 2, 3. Takes me down to the level I need to place it. 2 will put it at the level I need for that. The other side I need 3. That will create me my pump. Let's go back and do that again. 1, 2, 3. 1. Let's try and get above it. 2, 3. 1. Where is it? Come on. There. It's there. Okay. There's my underground water path. Can actually probably hear it easier actually if I got that right or not. No, I did not. I'm one off. Okay, I don't care. I'm not gonna do it to myself or you. Okay. And what does that come back and that decision bite me in the backside later? Although it doesn't really matter. Go from there. There we go. That's the underground portion dealt with. So let's make this really important. And we are going to need a power. Where is my power up here? I know there we go. That's lucky. Almost like I planned that. That's where we drop it down. Drops down there. And then we're going to go 2 bars down. Create a hole in the side of the reservoir there, where the sluice gate will go. And then we're going to need to create a drainage channel. Now, where would the best place for that be around here? There isn't one. I mean, it's a long way from any thing apart from the bad water. Okay. Let's do what we were doing with the other one. Let's drain it off here. It's going to drain off there. No, it's not. I've done this wrong. Right, I'm probably going a step too far with this. Let's just back this up and go with that for now. And then we'll come back to that. So this is building this infrastructure. So on day one, we get what we need. If I survive this drought, this could all be pointless. I'll be fair, I won't upload this video if they die. But then again, you won't... Well, you would know if I... Okay, I'm going to stop talking. My brain's been in too much of work out how to make that work, and I'm over-explaining everything, so we're going to stop that. Right, let's see where we are. What's going on? Our water is about to drain out of 1. We have 28 beavers. We are going to turn on all of the birthing pods. We are even going to turn on the ones in the other districts as well, even though this district isn't active, but we're going to turn all this back on. There we go. Okay. And then that is where, my friends, I am going to leave you. This episode's gone on longer than it was meant to. We're on 1 hour and 15 minutes. A lot of thought process, not a lot of stuff happening. But I'm excited about that underwater thing that we've just created. A lot of brain power in that. I'm happy that they are pumping water out. It's given us 8,000 water already. There's 22 days left. There is water left in 1. 16 beavers. They're all dying quite quickly. 13 beavers. Oh, that's worrying. But they're off. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you there. And in the next episode, we're either going to see if we survived this one or we died. So until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and see you in the next one.